really think Joe Flacco?
Big Bo Joe.
No fucking way.
Big Bo Joe.
Get the fuck out of town, bro. Flacco's been dead for 2 years.
What do you think the Seahawks can do in general to even just keep this game competitive?
Absolutely fucking nothing. What's your 2 locks of the week and your dog of the week, Kev? Do my fast 5 best spread picks. These are bets I'm putting in.
Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, you boys? This is Totally Blitz Podcast, and we are finally back. Week 1 picks for the NFL, baby. We've been waiting for so fucking long for this. So do us a favor, go down and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. I'm Paul, pick 'em, win 'em, Concha. I'm getting the first shot of the season poured up right now. And who's with me?
Hey, man, well, you're eating grapes, you feel me? Because when you step on grapes and you let them age a little bit, you can turn them things into wine. That's what we're doing over there in Atlanta right now. You feel me? But you already know it's your boy Lil KK, a.k.a. the Don PYE, a.k.a. Kev Waterboy Savoy, and a.k.a. the motherfucker whose eyes are dying right now because I'm over here burning motherfucking dinner while cooking a podcast at the same time because that's what we do.
Oh, shit, man. This has been a long time coming. If you joined on through the MMA and boxing worlds, welcome. This is our bread and butter. This is the NFL. This is what we started with. This is what we're going to end with every fucking time. Man, last night was a fucking doozy. Bills versus Rams for the kickoff was a fucking doozy. The Bills did what the Bills do. You were right. Them boys definitely fucking came in and stomped some shit out.
It's funny because I feel like, I'm really crying right now because I'm going through it. I feel like the Rams, the Rams defense showed out, but the Bills offense was unstoppable at the same time. I'm really crying right now. This is tragic.
And I mean, the Rams defense won the turnover battle, and it still didn't even matter. Got blown out by fucking 3 touchdowns, 21 points? Yeah.
I know that their defense was upset because anytime they did something, 3 and out, interception back that way, like, bro, what the fuck?
Josh Allen threw 2 of them interceptions. One of them ain't even his fault. It was that one was nasty where Isaiah McKenzie had it in his chest, and I don't know who it was, but they just ripped it right out of the chest and took the interception.
Yeah, that was some dumb ass shit right there.
And then Stafford went 3 and out. I believe Stafford went 3 and out right after that. Like, it was like every time they get the ball in the 50 or the 40 after a big turnover, it's the Rams offense didn't do shit. The Rams offense looked, I think, pretty abysmal yesterday. Like the worst I've seen them since the last year.
No, they look terrible. And like, I'm not gonna lie, they did get some athletic guys interceptions. They got some like the Bills defense is probably one of the top 3 defenses in the league. So I can't get too mad at him for this. And the mistakes he were making, it's not like they were crazy bad mistakes, but it was just like they just couldn't get anything downfield going. All he had was Cooper Kupp really just running around.
Yeah, I mean,
Cam Akers was nowhere to be found.
0 yards on 3 carries, though. I mean, any fantasy owner, that was my big thing. I avoided him in all fantasy drafts for this exact reason. He didn't know what the fuck you were getting coming into this Rams running game. Everyone thought Akers was going to be RB1, and he looked like Darrell Henderson was the one taking all the carries.
Now, how'd you feel about Josh? How'd you feel about Josh Allen? Because some asshole, I'm not gonna say no names, they brought up that Josh Allen is on pace to throw 34 interceptions this year.
Yeah, but he ain't got nothing to worry though. Matt Stafford is on pace to throw like 50 this year with his 3 interceptions. He ain't gotta worry about leading that category no more.
Bro, when you said that shit, the asshole I'm speaking about is Paul.
I am. Fuck the Bills.
That shit fucking sent me, dog. I was like, bro, this is fucking comedy.
I know. I will give it to Josh Allen though, because one of the reasons why I took the Rams also was just because Josh Allen and the Buffalo team, they started off slow last year, but towards December in playoff time, they were just an unstoppable force. You couldn't stop them from getting a first down because Josh Allen would run the ball at any time. It was a 3rd and 2, a 3rd and 5. They're going for it on 4th down and getting it. But for him to start this year, yeah, he had 2 picks. One wasn't his fault. One was but only throw 5 incompletions, 300 yards, almost 300 yards, 56 yards on the fucking ground, and then a touchdown. Like, it wasn't an easy one. He had to like put his fucking like oomph over to reach over. Like he's in MVP form week 1, which is scary.
Yeah, and it's kind of upsetting because I can't wait to see the Bengals play this week. But I really feel like Josh Allen is my number 2 to win MVP. Like somebody that I probably definitely put him over Derek. But he's probably like my second to win it. But the form that they came in, and like Gabriel Davis, like Stephon Diggs, the way that they were able to just run straight at Jalen Ramsey and not fear nothing. Shout out your favorite backup running back, James Cook. He came out and he fumbled on his first debut.
First and only carry of the game.
So that was tragic. Gave Zach Moss some more chances. So like I'm probably gonna have to drop him off my fantasy league.
And Singletary too. Like Singletary low key got like 48 yards on 8 rushes. He was efficient. It just wasn't pretty.
Yeah. So like I liked it, but my biggest thing was the defense. Like the Bills defense, Von Miller, Micah Hyde, Jordan Pryor.
I think Miller got 2 sacks. So anyone calling a revenge game was definitely nail on the head.
Yeah, they motherfucking came ready to just ball out, and they really didn't give up nothing besides for those 2 drives in the second quarter. Like I give the first quarter to the Bills, definitely. The first 5 minutes they score a touchdown, and it's a touchdown that literally Jalen Ramsey had to go play the run, and Josh Allen just, like you said, he just put that little oomph over everybody. But that second quarter, the Rams offense looked great. They were moving down the field. Cooper Kupp looked unstoppable, and that touchdown in the end zone just showed that they're back to the same thing they was on last year. But eventually, you're gonna key in on that, especially with a defense as good as the Rams, as good as the Bills, and like that pressure that they kept on the Rams all game was insane. They stayed in the nickel damn near the whole game, and then they just kept that pressure on Matthew Stafford because there were a lot of passes he could have. Cooper Kupp is so unstoppable with his route running. There are a lot of passes he could have hit Cooper Kupp with, but he just didn't because he didn't have enough time to really set it, or he got hit while he threw.
Yeah, and one of his interceptions went right through Kupp's hands, deflected up, but it also could have been a better throw. Stafford did a no look at that moment, and it was like, bro, you're down by 2 touchdowns. What the fuck are you doing? No looking passes right now, and that's why the interception. It could have been a better pass, but I think for this Rams, I wish I didn't pick him for my Super Bowl pick at this point, just because the way their Bills does have a great defense. Not saying they don't, but I think it spoke more on how bad the Rams offensive line was laying up 7 sacks than it was on the Bills as being dominating the front 7. I think the Bills are great all around. They don't have a dominant front 7, but yet they have great DBs, great linebacker, great front 4 to get pressure. Rams had that offensive left tackle to replace Whitworth, and I think this was he might get better throughout the year, but it did not look good for him. The whole offensive line looked lost without Whitworth, and Whitworth, when he went down last year, the offensive line got drastically worse. So he was very much needed throughout the playoffs and stuff for that run. So without him now this season, and them laying up 7 sacks, and I feel like Stafford had the defender in his face for a lot of passes. This might be a long season because if they have to, an NFC is nothing but great front 7s. The Eagles, 49ers, the Saints, the Buccaneers. Like, that's just off the top of my head. Like, you're not going to be able to go into the playoffs with this poor offensive line with those great front 7s and expect to play any better than you did today on offense. And Allen Robinson is still non-existent. We need a number 2. You can't have your second leading receiver be Tyler Higbee, the tight end. Like, you need Allen Robinson to start doing something. You can't just do Cooper Kupp. So it kind of scares me being a Rams backer, and I kind of buying my tongue on everything that I said prior to this season.
Hey, man, I didn't even notice that your Super Bowl pick was going against my Super Bowl pick. It's crazy. But the Rams, the Bills literally just proved what I thought they did this offseason. Josh Allen still their running back. He's still gonna be the running back like that.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, the stiff arm that he got on I want to say it's Chris Long. Scott.
Scott got forced 2 interceptions, but yeah, we only remember him by that stiff arm.
No cap, that stiff arm was bad. But motherfucking and the teams came determined, and they're really ready to quiet any doubters and show that, like, yo, we're the team to beat.
I was quiet last night. I was a doubter.
Oh man, you see, I've been saying this since they lost. Like, ever since I was like, yo, the Bills must pick for the Super Bowl next year. Like, there's no way that team is that determined and that they have such a great core and they're so glued together and they're young. Like, there's nobody that's really like, oh.
Yeah, no, they're all in their prime, and they all seem to have the same mission, which is what's very important. If some people are playing for stats and others are playing for rings, it won't mesh. But if all of them are there, like Dawson Knox got like 1 catch for like 4 yards all game. He was not complaining. He was celebrating just as much as Stephon Diggs was when they was beating their ass.
And that's tragic because he dedicated that game to his I want to say his father or his brother died. So I was like, oh, they could have hit him a couple more times. Like, they was up.
But that was a good game. Wish it was a better game for like, because come third, fourth quarter, definitely fourth quarter, I was kind of out of it. I was like, all right, I don't even know if I can watch this game anymore. Like, this is just bad.
I definitely fell asleep the last 3 minutes. I was like, okay, I've seen enough.
But let's hope Sunday brings us some great games, and there's a quick 3-second moment of silence for 9/11 this Sunday. We won't be there. So let's get into it. We making motherfucking picks this Sunday. We're going to start off 1:00 game. It may not be your favorite game, but it's on this podcast. It's getting prime time talking time. And it is the Saints versus the Falcons in Atlanta. Saints are -5.5 favorites. They're kind of leaning a lot on the Saints right now as an away favorite. Let me hear you, Kev. Speak your truth. Let me hear your piece.
I still see, this is funny, right? Because, like, fuck the Saints, obviously. But, like, I'm not really stressing. The Saints, they play pretty good first game of the season. So I'm not really stressing, like, the win or loss on this one. I want to just see us show promise. I want to see us not get bad call, not have stupid holding calls on the O-line and, like, false starts. Let's really play a great game. Let's not get pass interference in the red zone. I want to just show that we're, like, a good team that can just mesh and get better over the season. Well, it's fun to see what the Saints are going to do because they have a chance to have one of the most explosive offenses in the NFC. But we got to see what the fuck they got going on.
If anyone don't know, I do got a quick injury report on this game that might lean some picks. Michael Thomas, hamstring, and safety Tyrann Mathieu is questionable for Sunday, and Drake London is questionable for the Falcons. They all seem like they're going to play, though, so I wouldn't be too worried about it, but they are a little banged up. Falcons, my big thing for this game is I want to see, do the Falcons have a pass rusher or any pass rush at all? They already have a good corner. We need to see Aluakon. What did he lead the league last year in tackles? Like, he was. Oh, yeah, no, he is gone. Fuck, never mind. No, but I just want to see the front seven with the linebackers and the D-line because I know Terrell is going to hold shit down on the back end. And on the offensive end, honestly, the Falcons are being slept on because Mariota, when he came in as a backup, even as a starter on the Titans, he did really well. And I'm not going to say all pro level, but he was definitely a starter in the NFL. He just kept getting hurt because his run style, and he's a smaller frame. So I think y'all might be able to sneak some wins out this season and stuff like that with him. I don't think it's going to be this game, though. I am going to lean towards the Saints. The Saints defense is always going to be that bread and butter. And y'all's offensive line, it can't get any worse than last year. But it also, I don't think, got much better. So I think the Saints defense is going to create havoc. And Winston's gonna do enough with that Kamara time. Like, I just think there's gonna be a defensive game with the Saints. The Saints might even get like a fumble recovery touchdown. But give me the Saints here, Kev. How are you feeling?
I want to see my offense show up. I want to see Cordell Patterson have a presence in the game. I want to see Kyle Pitts go off. I want to see Drake London play his best play, have a great, spectacular debut. I want us to have some nice, long, methodical drives. I think that's the way we're going to really score, tire that defense out. But one of the things, I just want to see my Falcons fans again. All my bomb trading homies stand up, man. I want to see the Falcons fans wake up Sunday morning knowing like, yo, we got another season. It's a brand new team on damn near. So let's get fucking lit one more time. Let's run it back. Oh, but one thing I wanted to bring up from the Thursday night game. Did you see how many Bills fans was there?
Oh yeah, that's the Rams won the Super Bowl, but LA is still, I think, a free market. The Chargers don't like, they have fans, but like they're not selling out stadium fans. Like if your team has a good traveling fan base, they're gonna create some noise in LA.
Because the Bengals fans was there deep in the Super Bowl, and I thought I was tripping.
Remember, they wouldn't even sell the tickets to the 49ers fan come the NFC game because of they knew that 49ers were outsell that stadium by far.
Facts, but both CA teams. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so something to keep in mind, because I believe Chargers are also a home team this week. So some home teams aren't built the same. But what's your pick for this week? I think I already know it, but just so everyone's listening.
Falcons every time. Shit don't change.
All right, big dog at home. Woo-hoo. Another big dog at home. Let's go. Chicago Bears hosting the San Francisco 49ers. It's kind of a similar matchup of like the Bears. You don't know what, there's a young promising team where you don't know what's really going on. And the 49ers have an insanely good defense, or at least front seven with Bosa and them boys, and an offense with a quarterback who ain't proven yet. So it's kind of like a similar matchup. How you leaning for this game, or how you see it going down? 49ers are favored by a whole touchdown.
When it comes to fantasy, it's tragic because like I wish I could put Trey Lance in my flex, because like I feel like this is gonna be a chance that he really shows up, and I don't know if he's gonna play a full season, but like I would love for him to stay healthy and just like show that they're gonna run this ball, because they're gonna run it down their throat. This team doesn't have Khalil Mack anymore,
or
like,
Team Knicks.
Yeah, they finna run it down their motherfucking throat all game, and like I'm here for that. So it's gonna be fun to watch how they maneuver around this shit, but. So it's going to be fun to see how they maneuver around this shit. But, like, I don't know what the 49ers offense is exactly. I just know that the Bears offense didn't get any better.
No.
Not even slightly.
The same offense.
I don't understand. Like, if you guys were talking about firing Matt Nagy last year, like, what did you do to keep to it for him to retain his job this year? Like,
no, but, I mean, everyone's probably on Niners. I'm not big on Lance, so I do think the Bears are going to cover the 7. That's one of my bets I do like this week, but I don't think they win this game at all. I just think, like you said, the 49ers are a run methodical team. The Bears defense got worse. Their offense is the same, if not worse, because Jakeem Grant is hurt, and you got Allen Robinson gone. I think for fantasy-wise, one matchup I will be watching is Darnell Mooney versus his 49ers cornerbacks, who were absolutely atrocious last year. So I think Mooney has a shot to catch 1 or 2 deep passes in this game. So fantasy-wise, I like Mooney, but at the same time, the 49ers are going to win this game. They're going to run the ball down your throat. Their front seven is going to play hard. Yeah, Justin Fields might get a fourth or third quarter deep shot, but this game might be like 17-7 49ers type shit. Like, that's how I see this game. It's gonna be low scoring, not a lot of offense on either side. Both offenses still trying to figure it out.
Hey man, I like to see it, man. But isn't George Kittle? He didn't practice. I heard that he didn't practice the other day. Is he questionable? Or is he
no, he's questionable. Let me see the injury report. I think there's a couple of questions because he's questionable, and let me see. Oh, that's it for them. Yeah. So yeah, George Kittle is questionable. And I think his injury is a little worse than what people first thought it was. So it's leaning like he might not even play week 1. So like that might, like that's 7. I think this might be a closer game just because 49ers, we don't know what they are other than they have a good run game. And the Bears, they're not any better than they were last year.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So like we'll see what Justin Fields can do. But like hopefully they can figure something out throughout the season, something that works, because on paper, nothing looked good. All
right, another big game we're going to talk a lot on, because after this game, I feel like the games are going to go quickly because there's going to be some mixed matches. We got the Patriots the Dolphins hosting the Patriots in Miami. Miami's favored by 3.5. They think we're going to win by more than field goal right now. Before I go on my tangent, let me hear your side, unbiased take of this game.
You don't count out Bill Belichick. Like, never should you ever do that. But we did the same game last year, right? We're firm. I'm a firm believer in the Patriots. Unless Mac Jones took some leaps and bounds over training camp, I don't see the Patriots got any better this season. And Bill is just gonna. And I don't see Bill getting any craftier. So
can't teach old dogs new tricks.
Yeah, last year you guys won this game. Xavier Howard forces a fumble, gets a fumble recovery. Y'all win this game. This year, I see you guys winning by 2 touchdowns. Like, there's no way that this team has so much pressure on them, and this is their best chance to just believe it. And then nobody's gonna say anything because it is a win against the Patriots, who everybody's been dick riding for no reason.
No, I'm 100%. I poured it up when no one was watching. I got the Merino jersey on. I got the Dolphins shot glass poured up. Let's get it. Dolphins finna beat the dog shit out of the Patriots come this week 1, bro. Tua's 3-0 against Bill Belichick. Only rookie to beat him in like the past 3 years or some shit. When he did beat him his first year. But now that you're telling me that, I think these odds were similar to the odds of the game towards the end of the year last year. And we won by like over a touchdown. And our defense was almost playing with Mac Jones type shit. It was getting kind of disrespectful out there. And now we get the same line almost at home in the middle of fucking hot ass September when New England Patriots traveled on Tuesday down to Miami to get adjusted to the humidity. I'm gonna let you know right now, bro. 3 days ain't enough time to get adjusted to Miami humidity if you're coming from Boston. All right, these boys are gonna be just as tired. Miami as a home, I like us to cover the 3.5. I like us to, like you said, we're really gonna. Everyone's been talking a lot of nonsense on the Dolphins and Tua and like the chip on the shoulder this year. I'm all with it. I think Chase Edmonds is going to be RB1 this year, and then Tyreek and Waddle and Gesicki and Cedric Wilson, Terran Armstead at left tackle, top 3 left tackle. Like, give me everything Dolphins week 1.
I got Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, but Cedric Wilson almost didn't even make the team because we got a rookie at Zuma who was going absolutely fed, and he's like 6'4", 225. He's a big dude, and he was route running like Keenan Allen.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was getting kind of like Cedric Wilson might not get much playing time comes the middle of the year because this rookies has been balling come preseason and camps right now.
Nice, I'm looking out for Brick. I like big receivers.
Yeah, but on to some of our shorter games we're gonna break down. Ain't the blowout block because we're gonna talk some of these games still, but we gotta kind of speed some things up here. We got the Lions hosting the Eagles. Eagles as a 5-point favorite here. I'm gonna go first. I really liked Eagles this year. You're high on the Eagles this year. The defense is only getting stronger. They went out and got CJ Garner from the Saints to be backup. Last year it was like Slay's an elite corner, but after Slay is a huge drop off. Now that they got CJ, they definitely got another dog at corner. Their front 7 is just as strong. Their offensive line is this is Eagles football. Like, they always have a good offense and defensive line. And Jalen Hurts with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith come year 2 when receivers always have a better year 2 than year 1. Like, I'm high on the Eagles. I love the Lions, the mighty Lions. It's just you had to play the Eagles week 1. Give me the Eagles.
It's going to be a very great game. I think the Lions are going to be another team that covers the spread a lot this season. So it's going to be a really good game. But I think a loss isn't that bad for the Lions. Like, it's going to be, as long as they stay competitive. But I want to see what AJ Brown looks like because he's coming with a vengeance, I feel like, this season. He really has some shit to prove and he has some shit to say because it wasn't his fault. And he knows it.
My bad.
So motherfucking, that's what I'm really looking forward to see that matchup. And then the Lions have both their corners though. They got Jeff Okudah and they got Imani. So like these aren't no slouches. So the Eagles are gonna have to run that thing. So I want to see what their different options are at running back and what they can make shake.
Miles Sanders, I feel like, is a good running back. He just never got the touches until the Eagles fans bullied Sirianni into giving him the touches. I think he has a career over of like 5 yards per carry, which is always great. But with the Lions, one thing I will be watching though is this offense going to be a lot of the same dink and dunks and let DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams get the running share and like ball out that way, or they went out and paid some receivers to join this team like DJ Chalk and them. So is Almon St. Brown, DJ, and TJ Hawkinson, are they this big 3 receiving like in a tight end who's a baller in Hawkinson? He's kind of like Kettle Jr. Like, is Goff going to start slinging it like we saw him on the Rams, throwing over 4,000 yards with like Woods and Cup? Or is it going to be a lot more of the dink and dunk runs that we saw the Lions do last year?
Hey, where is Robert Woods playing? Because he doesn't play for the Rams, does he? I didn't see him
The
play.
Titans.
Oh, wow. They got Robert Woods?
Yeah. You said them, I think, for the preview, and I was going to say something, but I was like, no, it don't even matter. Like, you'll find out come game time.
That's funny. Like, I'm gonna do that a lot this season. I'm like, yo, I didn't know blah 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 plays for these boys now. Like, I didn't even know Chandler Jones. I think I knew Chandler Jones left for the Cardinals, but it didn't hit me until I see him wearing that Raiders uniform. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's been a long off season.
No, definitely. But we still talking the Lions. My bad.
I just wrapped up on the Lions. Do you have anything else before we jump to the next one?
I love the Lions, man. I'm rooting for y'all every game this season, but I gotta take the Eagles because I want to see what them boys. I see them as like, I would love to see them versus the Saints in the first round of the playoffs this year.
Oh, that'd be a good game. On to the next game, another fast one. Ravens at the Jets. Ravens are favored by 6.5.
Whoa! What you mean a fast one?
You really think Joe Flacco?
Big Bo Joe?
No fucking way.
Big Bo Joe.
Get the fuck out of town, bro. Flacco's been dead for 2 years.
Big Bo Joe, 0-5 since he's left the Ravens. Yeah, he could have come through and slain that thing. Yeah.
People really think there's gonna be a revenge game set up here, and I'm just like, have you seen Joe Flacco play football for the past 2 years? It's similar to like Cam Newton playing the Panthers, and I was just like, have you seen Cam Newton throw the ball recently? This isn't 7 years ago, okay? I put all the respect. I was a huge Joe Flacco fan growing up. But Joe Flacco, yeah, I'm a Flacco homer. Like, I will tell you, he goes to the Hall of Fame, and I'll stand on that. But with the Jets, I don't see it, bro. The offensive line's getting hurt. They're fucking Mecca Becton tore his ACL in like training camps again. He was supposed to be a generational lineman who's never been able to play. Dwayne Brown has been hurt. He's most likely not playing he's been ruled out for the game. Like, Ravens didn't pay Lamar Jackson, and he's going into this season to prove it to him why he deserves the bag. And
they had to this morning.
We've seen him go week 1 and go absolutely federal before. As a Dolphins fan, he came out and dropped like 50 on us like 2 years ago, week 1. I expect the same treatment to the motherfucking Jets. This is going to be an ass whooping of ass whoopings. This is going to be a 40-10 game.
Yeah, this is going to be bad. It's going to be slaughtered. Charles is going to enjoy every second of it.
And
we should get on the show next to talk about that shit.
Yeah, no, the Jets, if it was another team, maybe it'd be close, but the Jets are just so hurt, and the Ravens just have so much shit to prove. This is a bad matchup.
What do you think is the Jets? What do you think is the Ravens? Is this everything we're gonna feed through Lamar? We're gonna let him run all over the place. He's still gonna throw for 2.
So we didn't bring this up before, and I know you like to wait till the season start, but I'll let you know with the preseason, they have a rookie tight end who was he was putting up Mark Andrew numbers in the preseason, and he was getting all the buzz, all the talk. So we might see a 2 tight end set type like. They're gonna find a way to put this motherfucker Likely, that's his last name, on the field. Like, he's just that good. You're gonna have to put him on the field. So yeah, it might be Rashad Bateman, who I think might have Sauce Gardner on him, so he might not have a great game 1. He's also kind of questionable going into the game. But the run offense is gonna ball out because the Jets aren't stopping the run. And the second part is Andrews and Likely. Who's matching up with those 2 boys? Like, their linebackers aren't strong, and they have strong corners. I will give them that. But other than the corners who might shut down their receivers, these two tight ends are going to eat. I even expect like a sack, fumble, touchdown. Like if there's a bet for the Ravens to score a defensive touchdown at like whatever plus odds, I would take it. Just because their defense was ass last year, but everybody was hurt. Everybody's back now. They got Kyle Hamilton. They got Travis Jordan's big ass as a rookie playing defensive tackle. Like this defense only got better. His offense only got better with Lamar back. So this is 6.5 ain't big enough. Like even if Tyler Huntley was playing, I would probably take the 6.5.
No cap. If I was to the Browns, I would have traded for Tyler Huntley. He needs to be started.
Do you think this game's gonna be close? You think they keep it within a touchdown, or is this another ass whooping?
A touchdown of what?
And hope.
I was gonna say a touchdown plus 30, like maybe.
Yeah, both Ryan Ravens heavy. Another game, Texans versus Colts, 1:00, 7-point favorite for the Colts. You're a Matt Ryan. You're a Falcons fan, so yeah, we know you have experience with Matt Ryan. I'll let you kick this one off.
Hey, is it in India or Texas?
It's in Texas. Colts are 0-8 in their first game in the last 8 years. And this includes they lost to the Jaguars 2 years ago, and they were the only win on the Jaguars record for 2 years after that.
That's funny as fuck. But nah, man, the Colts finna fuck these boys up. Matt Ryan is coming to play. They missed the playoffs last year because they lost 2 in a row. One to the Clown Town Jags. Like then they're upset right now. They still have 8 Pro Bowlers. They picked up Stephon Gilmore. They got my dog Matt Ryan. I really want to see what the receivers look like. But it's gonna be a fucking not a slaughter. I feel like the Texans, Lovie Smith and the boys, their defense isn't horrible.
They did get Damian Pierce, RB1, the Florida boy.
Yeah, so like it's not gonna be like a slaughter like the Ravens and the Jets, but I like the Colts to come through talking that shit, come through quiet, and just play a very tough, aggressive ass game, especially that defense with Darius Leonard holding it down. Yeah, I really like the boys to do that, and then come through and fuck Texas up, like, and then Matt Ryan to show because like he's gonna try to make the case for MVP. I could already tell.
Yeah, and people count out Matt Ryan, but I will tell you that the Bengals last year's over/under on wins was 5, and them boys went to the Super Bowl. So anything you like, it doesn't matter what you think. Anything is possible in the fucking NFL. Sorry. Texans. My big thing, I agree with everything Kev said. I'm just going to reiterate. I'm going to be watching these Colts receivers. I know Michael Pittman Jr. is ready to take that leap into wide receiver 1 to go get 80 to 90 to 100 catches, 1,500. I know he's ready for that. I want to see rookie Alec Pierce that they went out and got in the second round, I believe, maybe third round, but I think second round. I want to see, is he actually going to come in and immediately make a difference on this passing offense? Texans, I'm just going to be watching. Are y'all in it to win it? Or are y'all just here to play? Last year, Davis Mills, when they let him play, I'm huge on Davis Mills. I think he might be the best rookie out of that draft that had the Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, all them boys, just because he was like a late round pick. And we always see like a 4th to 6th round quarterback go and be this Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, Tom Brady. We've always see these Kirk Cousins like this. They are the ones that end up having the NFL career. And I think that might be Davis Mills here. That boy threw over 300 yards multiple times. He almost beat the Patriots last year in like a barn burner. There's multiple games where they shouldn't have been close, and they kept it close because the GM was trading anybody that had any relevance with a pulse. Oh, you good? I'm trading you. Like, so they still found ways to do shit. So now that they're are now back onto this idea of like, let's win. I do want to see, are y'all actually is the whole team in it to win it, or is it just a few guys? And if the whole team's in it to win it, the Texans might like I said, I like the Jags over the Titans. The Texans might be over the Titans, bro. Like, we're going to see. Yeah, no, I'm not going to go too crazy, but yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, but definitely give me the Colts. But those are going to be the 2 things I'm watching. I was big on the Colts last year. Anybody's better than Phillip Rivers. Anybody's better than Carson Wentz. Matt Ryan might be what is needed to win them the boys the chip.
I should get a chill button for your ass when you start saying shit like that. Like, hey,
Chill the
somebody,
fuck out. Chill the fuck out.
chill. But
All
nah,
right. Oh, my bad.
hey man, Texas. Hopefully they do something. But on to the next one.
This one isn't a 1:00 game, but it is part of the boring block. Giants versus Titans in Tennessee. Two of the Giants pass rushers are gonna be out for this game. Let me make sure I got their names. But also Giants, I'm leaning heavy Titans. They're gonna win this game. Giants were bottom 3 in like rush defense last year. Derrick Henry might have 250 yards. Like that's all that needs to be said about that. So how about you, Kev? How do you see it?
That's probably something in the fantasy chat that like. Yeah, it was chewing Jerry because he had Matt Gay and maybe I hope he didn't have Robert Woods, but he had somebody that didn't eat. No, Dawson Knox.
Yeah, Knox.
But he had Derrick Henry playing against the Giants, and I'm like, Cooper Kupp dropped 35. Derrick Henry might have 40 in them against them with no Kayvon Thibodeau. Oh yeah.
That was it. So the two pass rushers are Kayvon Thibodeau is out with the knee injury, and Azeez Aguilari is out with a calf. Well, he's doubtful, so he's probably gonna be out. So no pass rush on the Titans, and they already suck at blocking the run. So stopping the run. So yeah, take that for what it's worth.
I mean, new coach. Don't forget new coach.
The ball, yeah. He's a dog. We do like Brian DeBall here. He is a dog.
Well, that's all I want to see. When it comes to the Giants, I just want to see how does the coach deal with that pressure, because you see what happened to the last
one. Facts. Both heavy on the Titans, even though I'm not high on the Titans. Any team might be better with the Giants.
Let's see what the Titans can really do in that with these in the passing game, because they have Robert Woods, Treylon Burks. Let's see if Ryan Tannehill can kind of. Vrabel has something in the bank.
Treylon Burks is number 3 behind that boy Nico West, like Ikeen Westbrook. He kind of had he was hot and cold last year. Some games he balled, some games he didn't. Kind of remind me of the Russell Gage of the Falcons. Like he was good when needed to be sometimes, but other times you just didn't see him on the field.
That's real. So definitely want to see that. But this defense is going to show up. So much pressure on Daniel Jones is going to be crazy. Jeffrey Simmons, dog.
Yeah, don't fucking sit here and be like, oh, well, he picked the Titans week 1. No, you said they're gonna suck. Yeah, they're gonna suck. You're just playing the fucking Giants, so I might have at the bottom of the bottom when it comes to like NFL teams.
I do keep the Giants at the bottom of the bottom consistently.
Speaking of the bottom, we're back at the 1:00 games, and we're talking Washington Commanders versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Commanders are a 2.5-point favorite. Very close game on paper. How you feel here? How you leaning early?
It's funny because I can't tell which one is the bottom of the bottomest teams on this one. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no faith in the Commanders even slightly. And then I found out they don't got Chase Young. So I was like, oh.
He's out for at least like 4 to 5 weeks.
So now you're telling me you have an extra line. You pretty much have an extra lineman on the O-line because you got to double Chase Young every time. If not, you getting through. Especially if you're the motherfucking especially if you're the motherfucking Jaguars, you're gonna get through. But I want to see what the fucking Jaguars can really do. You got the new coach, you got Doug Peterson, and you really want to see if he can really mold and mesh with Trevor Lawrence, because like people don't know if Trevor Lawrence sucks or not yet, because he had more interceptions and touchdowns. So we don't know exactly what's going on with Trevor Lawrence. But this is his game to throw 285, 300. And score 2 or 3 touchdowns with hopefully one or less interceptions. Because this is the game if he wants to choose a game, this would be the game to do it. That defense is going to have pressure. And Carson Wentz, I might think this might be like a really close game. This might be like a 20-24 game.
No, I agree. I think this game's going to be very close. I won't say I'm high on the Commanders, but I do think Carson Wentz is an immediate upgrade because last year they haven't had a quarterback in they had Fitzpatrick for 1 week last year, and then he was out for the rest of the season. So I expect
Patrick.
Yeah, so I do expect Terry McLaurin to have a better year. I expect Dotson, their rookie, to actually do pretty good. as a wide receiver 2 or 3 on this team, and Antonio Gibson might play well as a running back with J.D. McKissic. But I'm pretty high in the Jaguars here. So like I'm gonna take them to cover. I'm not just cover. I'm gonna take them to win this game as the away underdog. But I don't know. I just feel pretty good. I thought the Jaguars, if there is a game to win, this is the game to win for them and kind of set the tone for the rest of the season of like, hey, we went out and spent all this money. We got Christian Kirk. We still got Marvin Jones. We still got James Robinson coming back from Achilles. Travis Etienne is finally healthy. We got rid of that bum Urban Meyer. And Doug Peterson is here, Super Bowl winning. And hey, Carson Wentz, Commanders, is his old quarterback. This is a revenge game, kind of, between the coach and the quarterback. So that'd be fun to think about that. Yeah, that'd be fun to watch. But that might be a reason to lean on Carson Wentz here. But I'm just gonna lean towards the coach's way and the Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna put a lot of people on notice this year because of the fact of he finally got a coach that's at least an NFL coach.
Yeah, I want to see Trevor Lawrence do good this season. You know, I'm always rooting for my Jaggies. They up the street. So I'm hoping they do good, but not too good, so I can at least go to a game this year.
They are cheap games, and I believe they're part of the $5 beers with the Falcons and only like one other team. But like $5 beers is like the Dolphins charge $11 a beer, just to put in perspective.
Oh wow! Imagine them doubling the beer price just because they started winning.
Are you leaning Jaggies?
Yeah, I'm taking Jaggies in this one.
Okay. Let's move to the other 1 o'clock game. We got Panthers versus Browns in Carolina. 4 months ago, when this line was announced, Panthers were favored by 4 points. A week ago, they were favored by 1.5 points. Now it's a 50-50 game. The line is even.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I didn't know they put the narrative like that. That's crazy.
The line is even. I think a little of the juice is towards the Panthers, but it's still very super close odds to pick them. How you going here? You going NFC South Division rival Baker Mayfield and Panthers, or are the Browns gonna shut down? Are they gonna show why they got rid of Baker?
I'm gonna let you go first on this one, big homie, because it's funny. I didn't know they played the narrative like that.
I'm taking Panthers, and I'm taking Panthers heavy at home. The crowd is gonna be their way. I had Jacoby Brissett as my quarterback last year for 5 games. We lost 4 of them, and he was averaging like 190 yards of offense. It was just not good. He doesn't have the running ability that you always think of when you think of Brissett. He had knee surgery on the Colts way back, so like he doesn't run anymore. He's not accurate. He's older on top of it all. And there's no one else I think you'll be able to like. There's no backup that's better than Brissett on this team. So I think the Panthers at least always have a decent defense. That's one thing. Like they have Brian Burns there, like big. Like I think he might get a couple sacks. Nick Chubb might be able to get some yards and stuff, but I don't think the run game is gonna save Brissett. And I think the Panthers are gonna. Baker's gonna throw 2 tutties, and he's gonna look pretty good as on his way to winning.
I've always thought the Panthers were a decent first week team. Definitely a good week 1 team. I don't believe in Matt Rule even slightly. I think firing him isn't enough. I think you should fire him and ban him from coaching in the NFL. But the Panthers got J.C. Horn back. They got Baker. They got DJ Moore. CMC's playing. It looks like he's gonna have less of a workload. And Baker's fucking him and Baker those play action is gonna be fucking nasty all season because that shit is just. Baker is one nasty play action motherfucker. But yeah, I gotta take the Panthers this one. But I do want to see if the Browns run game can make something shake. And we can't sleep on the Browns defense. They were like top 5 last year. So like we can't sleep on it. I don't think it's gonna be like a Panthers heavy game. If it wasn't for the fact that they have Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, I probably would have picked the Browns. And I still think the Browns can win this game on some 17-14 shit or like some 21-24 shit, like real close shit, field goal type. And it comes down to who has the last possession almost. But I just think that Panthers defense is going to be reloaded, and they're kind of hungry. They have a chance to go number 2 in the division if they can overtake the Saints or something, or the Saints come out and put up some duds. So I really like the Panthers in this one.
Yeah, no, but shit. On to these 4 o'clock games, which are going to be a lot better. Each one of them could be prime time. We got Packers at Minnesota, divisional game where the Packers are favored by 1.5 points. Very close game. There's a lot of question marks on the Packers and a lot of question marks on this new Vikings defense. How do you see this one going?
This is interesting because this is a question mark game for we got the Vikings, new coach, Kirk Cousins,
coordinator,
same quarterback with a new bag, and Justin Jefferson is on a contract year. Am I not right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are gonna come through the play
and Thielen's back because he was hurt for towards the end of the year, I believe.
There it goes. So this is a really loaded up Dalvin Cook. He's always good. He's always good on the first game of the year. So that's a deep offense. But like, what the fuck is the Packers defense? Do you think is gonna show up today?
You do have Rashawn Gary, who's been doing good. He gets a lot of pass rushes. He just never gets the sacks. So maybe he can turn those rushes into sacks. Like he's always like right there. So maybe this year he does do it. And of course, Jair and
new bag, Jair. Don't forget new bag.
I'm more interested in seeing how does this Packer offense go. I believe in this Packers team. I believe in this Packers offense. I just want to see, is it going to be, because Lazard is doubtful. So is it going to be the rookies taking over? Because I don't believe it's going to be James Washington or anybody else, or Sammy Watkins can never stay on the field for more than a couple snaps. So I don't expect it to really be them. So is it the rookies? Is Aaron Jones going to go off for like 100 catches like some people think he might do because he's always been a good receiving back? Is it going to be a lot of running with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones? I do think the Packers win this game, and at 1.5 points, I mean, you don't ever get those odds for the Green Bay Packers to win a game by 1 point. So I'm riding high on the Packers this weekend, but I do just want to see, is it a running offense? Are they still going to be passing it? Is because A-Rod's still A-Rod.
New bag, A-Rod. Like, new bag. A-Rod go throw that thing. That's AR-12 for a reason. A lot of new bags in this game. A lot of people got
a lot of money on the field tonight. I mean, on 4 o'clock Sunday.
No, I'd love to see how Packers go. I just want to know, it's going to be a frustrating year for Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers kind of just mellowed out off the DMT, kind of just, all right, this is everybody chill. We'll figure this shit out.
Bacchinari is questionable, so he may even play. We may finally get to see David Bacchinari at left tackle.
Oh, Bakhtiari?
Yeah, Bakhtiari. Alan Lazard's doubtful, so he's not probably playing.
They probably got to pump his fucking leg for Bakhtiari to play a whole game.
Yeah, you gotta pump it full of something. Are we both on the Packers? Are we not down A-Rod week 1? Or is he gonna shit the bed like he come last year week 1?
I was hoping you picked the fucking Packers because I wanted to take the Vikings. I was hoping you picked the Vikings on this one because I wanted to take the Vikings because I low key believe in this team. I believe this is a young defense, and the Packers didn't look good last year week 1, but I got to ride with my dog, the Packers, and I got the Packers defense. So, yeah, I got to ride with them, boys.
Go ride into town, Minnesota this weekend.
I trust the Vikings this season. Last season, I didn't trust. I'm like, fuck it. I'm taking the Vikings.
Okay, I like it. We split here. I think there's one of the few ones we split on.
I trust the Vikings.
Let's see. Your next game is two of your favorite teams that you never doubted once last year, no matter what it was. We got the Chiefs versus the Cardinals in Arizona. No DeAndre Hopkins. I think Zach Ertz is questionable to play for the Cardinals, and Rondale Moore is out. So it's gonna be Hollywood Brown show, AJ Green show. Those are like the two wide receivers for the Cardinals that are left. And then the Chiefs got Juju, Sky Moore, Marvelous Vance and Scantling. These are kind of two new offenses that haven't really played much. So how do you see this one going? Is it a bar burner shootout?
Unpopular take. This is a possible Super Bowl matchup. This is an unpopular take as fuck.
I can never doubt the Chiefs out of a Super Bowl. I love Patrick Mahomes too much, but I completely do not agree with the Chiefs. Not Chiefs, the Cardinals and Kingsbury.
Because I can see, because when I think about it, I can see both these teams going to the conference championships, and I feel like it's like when I see both of y'all possibly making, because like I just think if these teams were to both do the same thing, step up, understand the weaknesses, and then like kind of because they have the great coaches to do these things, to understand their weaknesses and figure out like, okay, let's not be exploited like this Chiefs. Let's not be exploited by cover two, the Cardinals. Let's play a full season. Let's not just start off high and then kind of just like start peak towards the middle of the season and then slowly trend down. So like if they can figure those two out and they can get hot, these are teams like you see getting hot in the playoffs and making noise. So that's how I kind of look at them. But like it's hard to see what the Cardinals are going to look like without DeAndre Hopkins for a while.
They looked pretty bad towards the end of last year when he was hurt. That was like they started losing games when D-Hop was out, which is a big correlation. And they're not just lose games, but yardage and passing was going down like by 40 yards. It was kind of a big change.
I want to see if either of these teams can establish a great run game. Can Chase, because who's their co-starter? Chase Evans or James Conner?
For the Cardinals, it's gonna be Connor, and for the Chiefs, it's probably gonna be Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, so like I want to see if either of these teams can establish a run game in this game because like neither of these teams are great run stoppers like that for real. So like I feel like that can make a difference if you can sit down and grind it out early in the game and kind of get those tough yards, and then let the quarterbacks open it up for the quarterbacks to really work around and move and make some magic happen. That'll be the secret to either of these teams winning.
I have the Chiefs here winning, and I do think honestly, I think Juju's finally found himself a home. I think he's honestly gonna be playing in the slot. He might get like 80 catches this year for 1,000 yards, 1,200 yards. I think he's gonna have a good year. I think he's gonna be the wide receiver one over MVS Scantling, just because Scantling's just a deep threat. And the rookies, there's just nothing too great coming out of preseason with them. Sky Moore might be a great deep threat because he's fast as fuck, but I think Juju might be the one that catches all the catches that's outside of Kelsey. And I just see I don't expect the Cardinals offense to be rolling like they did last year. No D-Hop. I don't see their offense really popping off like that. But I do expect Hollywood Brown to have a big game. Just because the Chiefs let up big scores all the time. And like Kyler loves Hollywood. That's his college bro. So I expect that connection to be showing off in week one.
I think you could never count out Cliff Kingsbury. I feel like he's somebody that always can have something ready, like him, Cliff Kingsbury, and
at least early season Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, facts. So like, if they had D-Hop playing, I would actually pick them straight up, like no cap. But Zach Ertz is questionable. We don't know what that defense looks like without Chandler Jones. So I'm going to take the Chiefs, the mighty, mighty Chiefs on this one. But I would not be surprised if the Cardinals came through and put a thumping on them boys.
Before we move on to the other 4 o'clock game, we forgot one 1 o'clock game, and it's probably the best of the bunch. Cincinnati hosting the Steelers. Bengals are a 6.5 point favorite at home, one of the bigger favorites of the weekend. How you riding with your MVP pick week one, or you're riding with your one of the more slept on teams week one in the Steelers?
Man, if the Steelers can't stay on the field, Joe Burrow will put up 400 because he likes to blow out division rivals. If the Steelers can't stay on the field, if the time of possession is crazy towards the Bengals, Joe Burrow might put up 400 on a great defense that is the Steelers. I feel like the Steelers, they're going to try to drag it out, and the Bengals front line is tough. Like, that's not a team that you really just want to bang it out with, especially with the O-line and stuff like that. So I really like this team. I don't like it to be a blowout, but I like it to be like a 30-something, 31-17 type game, 31-10 type game.
That's a blowout.
Oh, yeah, dude, I like it.
Shit, at 6.5, I'd like Steelers to cover, but I don't know if I really like them to win. But at the same time, their defense is always going to be their defense, and the Bengals is going to struggle against that. But that
Oh
new
no, man.
offensive line that the Bengals have spent all that money in trading to get is really going to show week one. I don't know. I don't like the 6.5 line. I think Steelers cover, but I just give me Steelers straight up. I'm going to take the Steelers straight up. Mitch Trubisky he can move, and that's already better than what Big Ben was last year. And Deontay Johnson is going to be playing this week. I like their defense to create some mayhem, and the Bengals might look like the Rams come week one, just a little hungover from the Super Bowl, and a lot of people piping them up, all that stuff. Whereas the Steelers have been not really getting that much favoritism, so they kind of getting out the mud right now. And that offense is going to be good, a lot better than last year, in my opinion. People keep thinking this offense is going to get worse because no Big Ben, and I'm just like, nah, any quarterback is better than Big Ben. So let me get him a crazy week one upset right here in the Steelers.
Hey, I will agree with that. The Steelers are definitely not being spoken about. Like, that shit is crazy. But, like, no, I don't not. The Bengals are on a mission. I feel like they're more hungry than they were last year, and they're really gelled right.
Joe Burrow also had his appendix surgery. He's down 20 pounds. So this might not be 100% Joey Beasley. This might be a little slow start to the season for the Bengals.
Joe Shiesty might be, if down 20 pounds, he might get out the pocket. He might get a little faster. He might have turned that 4.9 to a 4.7 real quick, man.
Till he gets squashed.
Hey, man. Hey, you better slide. But nah, man, I like the Bengals in this one most definitely. I like that you picked the upset. But nah, I think Jamar Chase and Joey B are about to get right back to unfinished business and keep going. And they're really going to make a name for themselves this season. Because, like, Joe Burrow, I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and they talked about 5 years ago. Joe Burrow just got to finish his first year at LSU. Had like 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, or some shit like that. Crazy shit. And then the year later, this man has 60 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, wins the Heisman, wins the national championship, gets hurt. Next year, he gets hurt. Then the year after that, he goes to the Super Bowl. Like, he's been busy these last years, and he's been moving really at a really fast pace, an incredible pace. So, like, I only see him continue to go up. And he has the weapons.
Well, shit, we split here. Let's move on to these last 3 games. I think we just about hit an hour, so we got to kind of get the pedal to the metal. We got the Raiders versus the Chargers in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is favored by 3.5. I'll give my take first. Give me the Raiders here as the underdog. I like them. I have bold predictions from. And Chargers cornerback McKissick is doubtful to play. So if he's not playing, who the fuck's guarding Devontae Adams? And whoever he's guarding, the next worst guy is guarding Hunter Renfrow. And after that, like, I just like this Raiders team. Maybe Khalil Mack causes some mayhem because the Raiders offensive line's a little weak. But I just like Garrett Carr to throw up like 350 yards this weekend type shit and just snap with Adams in this offense. And the Raiders defense is a little slept on.
I respect it, man. I think the Raiders defense is motherfucking dumb slept on, but it's tough for me to put anything against the Chargers. I don't think J.C. Jackson's playing because they say he just got stitches out of his foot like a couple of days ago. So, but that Chargers team like really has that taste of like we let that one go. We were supposed to be in the playoffs, and we could have had a really great game against the Bengals. I think they would have played the Steelers. They would have played somebody. So that's a tough one, man. But like, I gotta take my dog Jay Herbo on this one. Justin Herbert. They got did they do anything to their O line? What did they do? What did they add?
Well, the year before they did all the O line changes, so everyone's still the same. They already went out. They still got Slater at left tackle, who's on his second year after a phenomenal rookie season. Their center, I can't remember his name right now. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on it. Corey Lindsey, who was the Packers center for a long time, one of the best centers in the league. They got him last year. So, like, they already made the changes necessary for Herbert to succeed. They gave Mike Williams the bag at wide receiver. Keenan Allen got a bag. So everyone's happy on that offense.
No, I respect it, man. I love to see it. So, yeah, I'm definitely got to take the Chargers on this one. I'm hoping Brandon Staley brings out his defensive mastermindness that everybody talks about because I haven't seen it. We didn't see it last year. So, like, let's see if they get better, then they get healthy, and they start peaking upwards.
On to our Sunday night football game. Cowboys hosting the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are favored by 2.5 points going into Dallas. How you feeling here for Sunday night football?
You know how I feel, man. It's fuck Tom Brady, fuck Tom Brady, fuck Tom Brady, fuck Tom Brady, fuck Tom Brady. You feel me? Like, we don't even say that name over here. He the GOAT and all that good stuff. That's cool. But we had the same game last year, same way we talked about the Dolphins Patriots. We had the same game last year. And the Cowboys, they barely lost. They lost because you gave Tom Brady time. That's not something you really do. But motherfucking, this is not the same Cowboys team from last year. Don't get me wrong, the Bucs have lost a lot of notable names and stuff, but they're still a good team. Like, it's still probably top 3, top 5 with the power rankings. So I don't know what Jerry Jones has in his bag, what Zeke is gonna come. And like, we saw Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn, they were like the best coaching staff in the league last year, but at the end of the day, that shit didn't mean shit in the playoffs. So like, are they just gonna be the setup for the season to be a lot of damn it, Dak. Like, but it's in Jerry World. So I wouldn't count them out. I think this would be a close game, like maybe a 10, 11 point game, but I really don't see the Cowboys doing something that surprises this game. Maybe later in the season, but definitely not today.
You be talking like 10 and 11 is a close game. That's a 2-possession game. Like, that's
because I looked at the game. I looked at the game last night. Like, it was because it was the fucking Bills were looking unstoppable, up 10-0 damn near, and the next thing you know, all they had to do was put up. The Rams had 2 good drives and they tied that bitch up. So like, it's like 10-11 is like, that's like, that to me, that's like, we ran out of time. Like, if it's below, if it's less than like 15, if it's less than 2 whole touchdowns, it's like, okay, we ran out of time.
Man, there's a reason why the biggest spread this week is 7. Like, that's because that's considered a big win. Like, the win by 11, you kind of put the foot on them. Like, a lot of teams might be up by 17, and then all of a sudden, team scores towards the end of the fourth quarter to make it a 10-point game to make it look good.
Yeah, that's real.
Well, for me, I think this is gonna be the over under is 50.5. I'm taking the under. I honestly think it's gonna be similar to the Rams. Both these offensive lines got really worse, but the front sevens on both sides are still very strong. So I expect a lot of QB hits, a lot of maybe some sacks on both sides. Parsons may get his, and the Buccaneers are gonna get theirs. And yeah, it was a close game last year after Brady threw like 2 picks, I believe. I don't think Brady's going to throw those same 2 picks this year. I think Brady wins this game, and the defense creates havoc. I think both defenses, like similar to this game, where both defenses are just creating havoc and turnovers. I think that's going to be going on throughout this Sunday night game.
No, I like that it's a Sunday night game too, definitely. But we'll see how it plays. Maybe because the Bucs fans don't really travel like that. So we'll see. Maybe being in Jerry World, they can really come out as home dogs and really make something shake. But I just don't see it. I just don't know what their method to victory is. I want to see if Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn are still the coaching extraordinaires that they were last year. But besides for that, I don't really see too much coming from this Cowboys team.
So are you riding Bucs with me, or are you taking Cowboys?
I don't say stuff like that out loud. I just know I'm not picking the Cowboys.
All right. So we know we both on the Bucs. On to the Monday night game. We got technically a possible revenge game on both sides, depending on how you flip the coin. Seahawks at home hosting the Broncos, where the Broncos are favored by 6.5, and they got Russell Wilson there. How you see this one going? Is Russell Wilson going off on his own team? Has the Seahawks got some medicine for him? How we see this breaking down?
So I'm a big Dan Orlovsky fan, so I'll be listening to NFL Live when I have some time and shit. So they actually brought up the fact that this is the second time this week. It's happening twice because of Joe Flacco, I think, too. But this is the second time that a starting quarterback is playing against the team that he won the Super Bowl against and to start the week. And the one that won the last time that should happen?
When? Never?
Peyton Manning versus the Colts. So, like, the Broncos is just a recycled-ass quarterback-ass niggas. Nah, but on some real shit, I respect this new Broncos team. I feel like I've been one quarterback away for almost my whole life. So, like, we'll see what this Broncos team can do. But, like, what do you think the Seahawks can do in general to even just keep this game competitive?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
What is good for?
I was big on Broncos last year, and they didn't have Russ. And now that they have Russ, they had two running backs go over 1,000 yards last year. One was ranked 14th and one was 15th in the league. So you had two top 15 running backs last year. And Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams in year 2, he had like the highest block shed, highest broke tackle percentage. Like, he was just an absolute truck. He's going to do more of that. Russell Wilson's got an offensive line in front of him for once in his fucking life. He's got weapons in Judy, who had like the highest. He was up there in separation rate for like all his years. He just never had anyone could throw him the ball. Cortland Sutton, who's kind of looked like the Lockett is Judy, where he'll get all the passes underneath and get the separation. DK is Sutton, which will be the big play guy. And they got a good tight end and Albert. His last name is one of those wild last names. I'm not going to pronounce it, but that boy, Big O, is what they call him. He can block, he can catch, he can kind of do it all. This team is going to run the ball down the Seahawks' throat. Is going to throw. They're going to 6.5 isn't big enough for the spread. Like, this is going to be an absolute ass whooping.
And they got Geno Smith starting, correct?
Geno with DK still there, Tyler's still there, Rashad Penny's still there. The offensive line is still terrible. I believe they got Charles Cross, the offensive tackle, out of a rookie who's supposed to be really good. So maybe they're a better offensive line, but one guy ain't gonna make that big of a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the motherfucking Broncos on this one. You got to be trying to feel Seahawks. I hope there's a Manning cast too.
Yeah, but I think there is a Manning cast, to be honest. I don't know who's the guest yet. We'll find out. But yeah, we're definitely both on the Broncos here. All right, bro, we're bringing in a new segment. Since we rounded out all our picks, we're bringing in something brand new. What's your 2 locks of the week and your dog of the week, Kev?
Hey, man, this is actually a good segment because it makes me really check on some shit. So, my dog, I got to take the Vikings, man. I think Jay Jettas is going to have a phenomenal season. Thielen's going to score a hell of touchdowns, as usual. And Kirk Cousins has to prove why he was worth that bag, at least this season. And the new coach is just bringing new life into the team. And then my locks, got to take the Ravens. The boys about to slaughter the Jets. And I had one more. What was my other one?
I think you were talking about Colts before.
Oh, yeah. Matt Ryan's going to out here and show out this first game back against the Texans. Yeah, those are my 2 locks of the dog, homie.
All right, let me see. I'm gonna co-sign the Ravens Jets. I'm hammering that. That's the lock of the century, even on the spread. And just to change things up, I'm gonna take the Titans playing the Giants. The Titans at home, they're gonna run for 295 yards against this Giants team. And then my fucking dog, I'm taking the Raiders playing the Chargers at Los Angeles. You know Oakland's going to show up for the Raiders. You know Vegas is going to show up for the Raiders. It's basically a home game for them. And no JC versus Devontae Adams. Oh, Devontae Adams might catch 12 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, you can't beat that. There's no way they're stopping Big Homie. No lie. The best they can do is pressure the fuck out of Derek Carr and make him miss him.
That's all you can hope for. You can't stop him. You're going to hope to contain him.
Mm-hmm.
And then to round us out real quick, I'm going to do my fast 5 best spread picks. These are bets I'm putting in myself. So just know you're putting your money where I'm putting my money this weekend. One of them is Ravens -6.5. This spread ain't big enough. Ravens are going to come out balling. Lamar Jackson's going to drop historic numbers week 1 on this Jets defense. Joe Flacco is dead in the water.
Big Bo Joe.
Next one, Dolphins -3.5. The Dolphins are going to come out swinging. We already beat them 3-0 with Tua. They're going to come in. 3 points ain't big enough with Tyreek and Waddle on the field. This is a new offense regimen, a new offensive line. We're here for week 1. Panthers -1 against the Browns. This is easy money. This spread was at 4 months ago. Now it's a pick 'em. It's even. Like, give me the Panthers to win this game straight up easily. Jacoby Brissett is dead in the water. Raiders +3.5. Even if I'm wrong on my underdog pick and they don't win, this is a field goal game at worst. They're basically the home team. They'll have the crowd in their favor. They have the weapons. Chargers are hurt. Chargers have got too much hype going into them this year. I think that's going to hurt some of their lines, but I can cash in on that. So give me the Raiders +3.5. And my final one, Kev's not going to like it. Give me the Texans +7. Yes, the Colts will win this game, but I'm high on Davis Mills. I'm high on Brandon Cooks. He's always had like a top 20 year, always gone over 1,000 yards, even last year. They got a new regiment in there that wants to win games. They got Derek Stingley, who looks like a beast throughout training camps. He's going to cause some problems. They got Damian Pierce at running back, who honestly I'm kind of high on going into this year. He was slept on. And even if they lose a divisional game against a team that likes to run the ball a lot early in the season before defenses start to break down, they're not going to lose by more than a touchdown. So give me the +7.
And that's actually I wasn't ready for that last one.
Try to keep you on your toes. Try to keep everyone at home a little on their toes as well. But anything you want to throw on this, my boy, before we start rounding things up and heading up?
The 49ers, I forgot to mention Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. So, like, I really like them boys to really show out this game against the Bears.
That's a good point. So, are you in on the Trey Lance train? Do you think he's going to – you don't have to say, he's going to be MVP. No. Do you think he's going to be a really good quarterback like a lot of people think? Or do you think they're keeping Jimmy G around because they're not too sold on the Trey Lance experience?
I mean, he has the highest ceiling. He's just like Malik Willis has the highest ceiling now. He has the highest ceiling, but at the end of the day, like, you got to play and show results. Last year, I mean, you won game, but, like, if you guys are ready to run that bitch all the way, stay committed to the run, and then maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to even think. I'm not all the way in on the train, but I'm looking at tickets.
You second the price. No, just because that's why the line is so big, in my opinion, is because a lot of people are Trey Lance homers, and they're like, oh, yeah, like, he's going to come out balling. So, like, that's why the spread is like 7 or something.
That's the same for this year, homers.
Yeah, like, hey, if you're just high on the train, you're a homer. Like, hey, I'm a blah homer. That's a
there you go.
Bracket.
I respect it.
But I'm a totally blitz homer. But this has been totally blitz. Week 1 picks, Thursday night football kickoff recaps. We talked a little fantasy football. We talked some bets we like, and we just talked our shit on top of it. So if you didn't know, now you know. This is Paul Pickham Wyndham Concha, and that's Kev Waterboy Savoy. And you a motherfucking bitch.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you could call them boy crap. Man, this gang got rules, man, you better watch your passes. This ain't not new.